In this video, I'm going to show you how I created this book cover in just 10 minutes and teach you how to do exactly the same. So let's dive straight in. So as always, the first thing you need to do is to make sure you have your book cover dimensions correct. So you need to jump over to this website here, kdp.amazon.com/cover-calculator. And this is the actual KDP cover calculator that they provide. And then you need to go ahead and just put in some information. So we're just going to go for a paperback book. The interior is going to be black and white because it's a coloring book. Paper type is going to be white paper, reading direction as usual, left to right. Measurement units are going to be in inches, and we're going to go for an 8.5 by 11 book, or in other words, an A4 size book. Then for the page count, we're just going to go for 100 pages and then press calculate dimensions. And this is going to give us all of the information that we need for our KDP book cover. Now specifically, these are the two main ones we want because that's going to be the overall size of our canvas. So 17.475 by 11.25. So once you have your correct dimensions for your book, you now need to go into where you're going to be creating your canvas. And in this video, I'm going to be using Kittle. Now, Kittle is an alternative to Canva. In my opinion, it's so much better for specific KDP stuff. And you'll see just why and why it's so easy to make a coloring book cover using Kittle in this video. So we're going to be using Kittle, and if you do want to subscribe to Kittle and get 25% off your first month or your first year, then use the link down below in the description. They do also have a free plan, so you can check it out on that if you want to, but if you're going to use the image generation like we're going to use in this video, you need a pay plan, but like I say, you can get 25% off using the link in the description down below. So now that I'm in the Kittle project file, all I need to do is go to Artboard and then drag and drop a new artboard here. And then go in and put the specific sizes. So it's 17.47 for the width, and the height was 11.25. And that is going to be the template that we need to use for our book cover. We then need to head back over to the cover calculator and then just press download template. And that's going to download the template that we can put straight onto our artboard and use to understand exactly where different elements of our front cover need to be. So now that we're back in Kittle, to add that to your file, all you need to do is go to uploads and then select the file that you have just downloaded. So as you can see, here is that file, and we just want to pull this all the way to the top corner and then drag this all the way down to the other bottom corner, and then just make sure everything fits and aligns within the artboard. And as you can see, here now is the template for our book cover. So we have our front cover, and then we also have our back cover here. Then all you need to do is click on the image you've just put in, go to more options, and then go to lock. And this basically means now this back cover will not move at all, so we can put whatever design we want on the front. So the next thing we need to do is create a background for this book cover, and that is super easy to do in Kittle. All we need to do is head over to this Kittle AI and then go to their very own image generator, and you can create whatever image you want just using this. So we're just going to type in jungle background to get some sort of jungle background, and in the image style, we're going to go ahead and select cartoon, generate image, and see what comes out of that. So as you can see, here is the image that we have got for our background, so it looks absolutely perfect for what we need. So we're going to go ahead and put this right on the middle part of the page here, all the way to the top, and then drag this all the way down to the bottom, just so it makes the whole length of the page. And then we're just going to make sure this is a little bit more central. So we're going to go for that, and then just crop this so it makes its way to the middle of our entire book canvas. So here is the background for our book cover. You can already start to see this come to life. And then all you need to do is go ahead and copy and paste, and this is then going to be the back cover for our book as well. Don't worry that it doesn't actually blend in together. This is going to be on the spine of the book, so you're not actually going to see it. You can cover it up with text or just a block color if you want to, but it really doesn't matter at this point. So just to make sure we can differentiate the front cover from the back cover, I'm just going to move this slightly away just so we know exactly how much room we have to play with. And we now need to drop in some text. You just go over to text here. One really big benefit of Kittle is not only do they have so many different fonts that you can use, they have loads of different text effects that you don't get in something like Canva that can make your book just look a lot better than everybody else's. So you just need to head over to text and then go for the add a headline, and then just drop this into your canvas. And then you need to choose the font. So I had to play around, and I actually quite liked this Titan one. That's the one that I used for this book. Have a play around, have a look through all the different types of fonts that you want. Honestly, there are so many in there, but this is the one I'm choosing for this book. And then we're just going to go in and type in jungle, because obviously that's the name of our book. And we're going to make this a little bit bigger. And then we're going to want to change the color. So we're going to go in here and go for this orange color. And it doesn't quite stand out from the background yet. So that's why we need to add in a text effect. So click into the text here and then go to add a border. We want it to be black. And let's make this a little bit thicker. Let's go for something like 12-ish, just see what that looks like. Yeah, we're happy with that for now. But this still looks a little bit tacky. So we need to go in and make some more changes to this text. So what we need to do is go down into text shading. Let's make this the same color black as before. And then let's just change the offset to a little bit higher. So let's go for an 8, which actually looks a lot better now than it did before. It just gives it a little bit more of a professional look because it's kind of dragging the bold outline downwards. So as you can see now, we've added a bit of a drop shadow to our design, but there's still a little bit more to do. And one thing you can do as well with this, if you go into transformation, you can add an arch to your text here. So you can go ahead and change the curve of the arch. I think something like 20% looks pretty good. It's big enough so you can easily see it, and also it's definitely arched, but it's not too drastic. Like something like this just looks a little bit ridiculous. So 20%, we're kind of happy with that. Now I actually think our border weight might be a little bit too heavy here because you can see the G doesn't quite show. So let's just go ahead and decrease this border weight a little bit just so jungle reads a lot better than it did before. So I actually like that. That's so much better. Jungle stands out really well now. And now we need to go ahead and just copy and paste this and then add in the next bit, which is coloring. Obviously, we need to make this a lot smaller, so let's go for something like 70. As you can see, jungle coloring. So that is now easily standing out, and you can see jungle coloring stands prominently on the front page of this book cover. Again, let's maybe tone down some of the border weight because the text is smaller, therefore we need to adjust that with our border adjustment as well. So jungle coloring, that looks really good. And now we're just going to go ahead and add in for kids. So pull this all the way down, exactly the same thing as we did before. Jungle coloring for kids. I actually think that looks better than the example that I used at the start of the video because it just all consistent fonts, all the arching is the same. So I think that looks really good. So we're happy with that and we're going to keep it. Let's just change the color to see if this makes any difference. Actually, we're going to go ahead and go for white because that just stands out and gives it a bit of contrast from the title and also from kind of who the book is about. So jungle coloring for kids. So now we're happy with that. We need to go in and add the images on the front cover. So we're just going to go head over back to Kittle AI, go to the image generator again, and let's go for cute tiger. And then this image style we want here, we're going to go for kind of this kawaii icon style because that's a much more of a kind of cuter sort of image because this is for kids. It needs to appeal to them. Go for generate image, and again, it's this image generation that is where you have to have the paid plan for Kittle. Essentially, having the paid plan allows you to have more image generation credits than you would on the free plan. So here is the tiger that we've got for our coloring book, and this is absolutely perfect. So to get this onto our front cover, the first thing we need to do is go to this AI background remover, and that's just going to get rid of this gray background here. And initially, we're just going to keep the animals colored in as they should normally be. So we're going to go ahead and just put this down like that. And then we're going to go and add in another animal. So we're going to go for cute monkey and see what comes up from this result. And now, as you can see, we also have a monkey for our front cover. I've done the same thing, the AI background remover, and that just leaves us with the monkey and the tiger for our coloring book for kids. But one thing you can do if you want to give it the effect of someone halfway through coloring in this tiger, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So go ahead and just copy this exactly as it is and then go to crop and then bring this about halfway down to the tiger, then just press done. And what you want to do is then go to image vectorizer and then just go for go for 2 colors here. And this is going to break down this initial image into just 2 colors. So it's going to be black. We're going to make this the correct black that we want. And then we're going to change this to white. So it's going to give the illusion of an uncolored tiger. And as you can see here, this just makes our design look like someone is halfway through coloring in this tiger. They've already colored in the monkey, but they're halfway through coloring in the tiger. It depends if you want to go for this kind of effect for your book cover. But for coloring books, I think this looks kind of cool because it kind of shows you making progress throughout coloring in the image. So we're going to leave that as it is. And that is going to be the front cover for our book. Now for the back cover, again, it's super simple. All I would suggest doing for a coloring book like this is bringing this over firstly so it actually covers the entire of the book. So what I recommend doing is taking the image from your front cover and dragging it over to the back cover, maybe make it a little bit smaller, and then do exactly the same thing when it comes to vectorizing the image. So click on the image you want, go for image vectorizer and then make it 2. So basically turns this whole image into just 2 colors, which again is another really powerful part of Kittle. And now you can see our image is down into 2 colors. We're going to change this over to white. and make this the black background. And this just gives an example of the kind of image that you can expect within this coloring book. Then if you want to, just go to Elements and then just drag in a square, make this white, and maybe give it a little bit of a border. Let's go for something like that. And then we can place this behind the tiger, make sure that it fits in its size, and then just send this backwards. And there you go, you can see that it now sits behind our tiger, make our tiger a little bit bigger. And there is just a really good example of some of the images that you can have included in your book. And what you can do is if you take these two elements now and then go over to group, that will group them together, and then just copy and paste, and that should basically give you exactly the same image. And then you can just go in and replace the tiger with maybe your monkey or all of the other designs that you have. Or alternatively, you can just make this one design really big, just to give the customer a great idea of exactly the kind of images they can expect from their book. So this is our finished book cover, and if you want to go ahead and cover up the end, you can just see this is what it's going to look like when it appears on the search results in Amazon. Really high quality, and it took me literally 10 minutes to make. Whereas previously, without having all this image generation, you'd have to hire a freelancer to get all these cartoons made for you. You can now do everything within Kittle using their AI image generator. And you can also play around and do a lot more with the text just to make your book stand out a little bit more from everybody else. So there you go. That is how you can create a professional looking book cover in 10 minutes using Kittle. If you have any questions about anything I've covered in this video or anything about Kittle, then you can let me know down in the description below. Subscribe for more Amazon KDP content, and I will see you in the next one.